The last time I was actually in this building was in 1984 as a girl guide on my first ever visits to London. So I'm very pleased they haven't insisted that I wore my uniform again today. But it's very, very nice to be back and nice to have the opportunity to chat to you. As Ben said, my name is Melanie Phillips. I work for the Co-operative Group head office in Manchester in their social goals division. We run the range of our sustainability, environment, ethics projects across the Co-operative Group. And my particular area, I head up the Green Schools Revolution programme, which is a sustainability education programme for primary and secondary schools, which I'm going to talk to you about shortly. But first I wanted to give you a bit of context and background about why we do that and why that's interesting, and actually what is a fascinating story about the cooperative movement itself. I don't know how many of you are aware of the cooperative movement. I know it's something that since I joined the co-op 10 years ago, I'm learning new things about all the time. You might be familiar with us as a business that have got food shops on every high street. I'm sure you've all been in one of those, or maybe some of you ethically minded people bank with us or use our travel branches and so on. But actually, we have a few hands going up, excellent. But did you know that cooperatives are in fact actually an international movement which started here in the UK in 1844, a little town near Manchester called Rochdale, by these very cheery looking chappies here at the top, the Rochdale pioneers, who, despite their suits and boots, are actually quite ordinary people who got together to build a business on a different business model founded on values and principles. They put together their meagre funds to buy some goods to sell up in the first ever co-op shop on Toad Lane in Rochdale, to offer fair prices and honest goods to customers. 168 years on, we're now a thriving business with shops on every high street in the UK, but we're still very much guided by those same values and principles. As I say, it's a global movement. It's absolutely fascinating to see the figures on this. It's massive. The cooperative worldwide actually employs 20% more people than all the multinational companies in the world put together. 20 billion jobs worldwide. It's fantastic. I also love the fact they're massive on co-ops in Japan. In Japan, they've actually got a replica of Toad Lane, that first shop in Rochdale. The Japanese love it. They've actually built their own little Toad Lane in Japan. It's great. So from these humble beginnings in Rochdale, we've now got nearly 1 billion members worldwide. But it's a business model that puts people before profit and actively contributes to global poverty reduction, employment generation and social integration. And fittingly, it's great that I'm talking to you here in 2012 because the United Nations have actually declared, recognising the importance of this business model, have actually declared 2012 the United Nations International Year of Cooperatives. That worldwide events going on, but we're really proud that they're bringing it back to Manchester for a big culmination event in November, end of October, early November. Co-ops United, we're going to have hundreds of cooperators from all around the world descending on Manchester. Some of them are going to go off to Rochdale and visiting Toad Lane. And really it's an expo showcasing, we're going to have fair trade producers from all over the world, different cooperative businesses. And this is open to the public as well. If you want to come down to Manchester during the half term, we are encouraging families, individuals to come and see what it's all about. It's a fascinating story. It's going to be an excellent 3 days. And they've actually crowned Rochdale the international capital of cooperation. I don't think it's ever had quite so many accolades before, so it's a great year for cooperative. I don't know how many of you know, it's not just businesses that have a cooperative model. Do you know we have a cooperative schools model? Certainly a few heads nodding here, but obviously the changes in government legislation in the last 10 years have meant that it's really opened up the sector, so it's opened up a whole new sector of the cooperative. We have over 250 cooperative schools, range of trusts and academies, different models, but they're all based again on these values and principles. Just as the cooperative offers a different way of running a business to the traditional PLC approach, cooperative schools offer an alternative model of education, putting the community and the needs of the stakeholders at the centre of the education process. Oh, I'm chatting to Peter Duncan earlier, I don't know if he's left it off now. He's gone, oh, he said he was going to stay and watch me, but never mind. He reminded me, well I remind him as well, that there was actually what I call Co-op Brownies, the woodcraft vote. That's also worldwide. A few hands going up on that one. I'm chatting to Ben as well. We actually have a cooperative party. You get the idea, the co-op's a massive, massive thing. So I stand here talking to you today about the co-op as a worldwide movement with values and principles. Bring it back to what I do in my role, my everyday role, and my team. We have just launched last year, it's a groundbreaking ethical plan. Values and principles have always been at the heart of our business. You may know us for the last 20 years, we're pioneers in fair trade, and really we're going beyond that now, doing a lot more. But we've launched a 50-point ethical plan, which I won't go through all the details, much as I'm passionate about everything that's in here. I won't do that, but I have picked out a few key highlights that I thought you might be interested in, that have some relevance to what we're talking about today. The area of this for us, protecting the environment. We have set ourselves some of the toughest targets for carbon reduction of any business, and some of the figures on there really impressive. All our operations will be carbon neutral by 2014. That's not just by buying carbon offsets, that's by actually setting up cooperative projects in the developing world to make that happen. And as well as looking at our own operations, and there's millions of stats on all this, we're actually with our members, we're a member-owned organisation, we're actively campaigning on things like our Plan B to save the decline in pollinators, Clean Energy campaign, which seeks to end the use of unconventional fossil fuels, like tar sands in Canada, and inspire community energy growth as well. In terms of tackling global poverty, there's some fantastic work being done by our team on this. Whilst a world without extreme poverty might seem like a distant dream, we have made some significant progress in recent years, and the livelihoods of millions of people have been improved. And we just believe that when undertaken equitably, trade and finance really do have capacity to enhance the quality of life. Our founders, the Rochdale pioneers, fought for trade justice from the start. That's what the Co-operative was set about, and we're continuing that strive for a fairer world today, and we are proud that over 1 million people a year are benefiting from our range of global poverty projects. Where I come in is the Inspiring Young People strand of work my team within the community team at the Co-operative work on. And we recognise as a business, and I'm sure all of you do, it is a hugely challenging time to be a young person in the UK. And so we've established a community programme that's helping young people across the UK to change their world. We also want to go one stage further and bring about a cultural shift in how young people are actually viewed and treated in this country. That's everything from campaigning to see the voting age lowered to 16 to try and get young people engaged in politics, as well as supporting initiatives like street games, volunteering, sports mentoring programmes around the country. As I say, where I come in is through this, trying to get young people engaged in combating climate change and the environment, and that's where a project that I head up, Green Schools Revolution, comes in. So it's completely free for schools to sign up, do the sales pitch now. It's the same village education project for primary and secondary schools. If any of you hear from organisations as well that work with young people, do have a chat to us. We're happy to have you on board too. As you've seen, the Co-op's doing lots and lots of stuff on lots of issues like the environment and tackling global poverty. What this does is give school an entry point to a whole range of valuable free school trips to our farms. We're one of Britain's biggest farmers. We get kids onto our farms so they can see how food's grown, to our wind farms, as well as working with educational experts to put together high-quality teaching resources, making some links to the real world as well. I think what's interesting is actually talking about some of the business real-world issues that we as a cooperative, are well placed to talk about. And I've got a short film that actually shows just 3 minutes long, which will just give you a bit more of a flavour about that. And also you'll hear from some of the young people that have been getting involved in it and some of the teachers as well. So hopefully the technology works. This should come on now. Oh, it was all going so well. Yes. Got the sound on, please? Sound, please.
That's why we're launching this programme. Green Schools Revolution from the Co-operative is a brand new sustainability education programme. It's completely free for all UK primary and secondary schools to take part. Once they've registered on our website, they'll have access to a wide range of fantastic educational resources, curriculum links around 3 key themes: energy, water and healthy living. And there's loads of exciting activities, everything from learning about fair trade farming to campaigning to save the honeybee. Also, it gives schools a chance to come on loads of great free green school trips, for example, to our wind farm or to our farms around the country. So we get kids pulling their wellies on and getting to see for themselves where their foods grow. Revolution Live is bringing Green Schools Revolution out to 11 science and discovery centres all over the UK. It's a series of funded trips from the Co-operative. We've got over 7,000 children taking part.
I've never been to the place before, and it's really good. I've learned that I should reuse stuff and recycle it so it can turn into new things.
Like learning about where the apples came from around the world.
I think it was good because it was very exciting.
The day's been super duper fabulous.
It's been a fantastic day today. We've had loads of media interest in the launch of Green Schools Revolution. We've also been in the studio doing live radio interviews.
Now, why the Co-operative doing this then?
We've even had the TV down. We did a live piece on Daybreak. The kids have enjoyed it, and it's just a great way to start the Green Schools Revolution.
Young people are very interested in sustainability and how they can make a difference. So this Green Schools Revolution programme will give lots and lots of schools the material, the support, the guidance that will help them to start to embed that practice more fully into their school communities. It's very exciting that the Co-operative are involved, saying to our young people, if you take responsibility and lead, that's where maybe the revolution can start to take place.
Well, I hope everyone's given you a bit of a flavour for some of the things we've got on offer as part of the programme. Our school trips, particularly getting kids out on our farms, I think that's been a fantastic one. We've had over 65,000 children getting their wellies on, going to see how the food's grown and cooking it as well, which is great. 2 minutes left, and that's perfect. That's exactly the time we've got left to speak. We've basically, just to give you a flavour of some of the new stuff we've got on board, launching new stuff all the time. We're just in the process of building our new head office to agree on outstanding levels, and we're getting kids from the local area to come in and see that on school trips as well. We're also making resources available through our website to teachers to learn about that, use practical examples in the classroom about that. Our Habitat Heroes on our farms also host a number of endangered species around the country, otters, bats, barn owls and so on, and we want to get schools involved, recognising that schools can provide habitats as well. So we've got a range of supporting curriculum-linked teaching resources, interactive whiteboard activities and so on to build their own habitats within schools. And launching in September, all schools that sign up will be getting again a nice welcome pack full of goodies, things to get involved and activate their involvement in the programme, as well as the sustainability guide that we've been working on with Seed. As well, we're supporting through Oxfam our work on smallholder farmers, a speaker tour going out to 100 schools to actually get schools engaged with free workshops around that. If you're interested, do make sure your schools are signed up. And quite a lot of work around fair enterprise, this link between cooperation and international poverty reduction. Again, smallholder farmers and fair trade, really taking that one stage further. But lots of good new stuff around that. So I hope you've been inspired to get involved. Activities as well, including the Green Schools Revolution Week, which we did for the first time this year. It's a great success. Hundreds of schools around the country really doing great active things. As well as a competition, we've got £18,000 worth of funding up for grabs for schools around the country that are getting involved. So lots and lots of benefits for schools to be involved. Simple to sign up. Just go on our website, greenschools.co, and be part of it. Join the Green Schools Revolution. Thank you very much.